É isso aí, pessoal. Bem-vindos de volta. Voltamos com as lives aqui no canal. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos, né? Depois de uma pausa de final de ano, né? Que pausas de final de ano, elas são muito bem-vindas, né? Principalmente que a gente come igual um porco, mas aproveitei para parar também para cuidar do meu chassi, tanto o físico deste que vos fala, quanto o chassi da máquina, né? Fiz umas pequenas mudanças na máquina. Uma delas foi trocar o water cooler, que o meu water cooler ele já tava velhinho, ele já tinha passado dos 5 anos, já tava com 6 aninhos e a bomba tinha começado a pegar um pouco de ar, então tava dando bolinho, não tava registrando tanta coisa. E aí, troquei agora, tô com um water cooler melhor, aproveitei também para fazer um undervoltzinho na máquina, porque quem é usuário de Ryzen, principalmente dos Ryzen 9, sabe muito bem como é que é isso, né? O Ryzen 9 ele já vem com o overclock liberado, já de fábrica, ele não vem travado, fixado na potência estoque dele, então ele é vida louca, total. E com isso a voltagem dele sofre diversos picos. Então aproveitei para fazer um undervoltzinho para estabilizar essa voltagem e consequentemente a temperatura. E agora, junto com esse water cooler novo, tá um negócio maravilhoso. Por exemplo, tô com Final Fantasy aberto aqui que em situações anteriores com o water cooler anterior e nem tanto, né, sem o undervolt, ele estaria rodando a 62 graus nessa tela de entrada aqui, sem a ação nem nada. Agora, cenário atual é 46 graus, que é maravilhoso, bicho. A gente tem uma eficiência aqui de pelo menos 15 graus, tranquilamente. Faz muita diferença e ajuda demais na performance, sem falar na conta de luz, né? Menos voltagem, menos consumo. Então, o que a gente vai fazer aqui, ó? Vou fazer o seguinte. Deixa eu só conferir. Já conferi meu áudio. Enquanto eu tava falando isso aqui, dando essas explicações do que temos de novo em 2025, né? Eu já aproveitei para testar o áudio. A única coisa que eu não testei é se o áudio do jogo está apropriadamente alto. Pronto, agora eu testei. Então é isso, pessoal, vamos começar. A gente tá na retinha final do jogo, né? Naquela. Vira pra cá a câmera. A câmera. Toda vez que eu troco também as peças, a câmera fica. Vida louca. Então vamos lá, é isso. Vamos lá, Final Fantasy, toma seu tempo aí. Não sei por que cargas d'água ele tá usando um CPU fudido. Deixa eu até aproveitar pra... Ó, o jogo fechou. Que maluquice. Pera aí, vamos de novo. Não entendi nada. Eu não entendi foi nada. Ok. Agora misteriosamente o jogo não quer rodar. Não quer abrir. Eu faço ideia do que está acontecendo. Porque você é assim, meu jogo, querido. E o jogo tá usando uma quantidade de CPU bizarra. Que definitivamente não é normal. Vamos lá, né? Vamos ver o que tá pegando. Tá, beleza. Abriu. Vamos lá. Continuar. Agora eu não me lembro de ter jogado o jogo depois do update do Drive de Marvel Rivals e Path of Exile. Pode ser esse Drive que deve estar zoando, porque no Marvel Rivals ele tá dando leak. Vamos ver, tá usando memória pra caramba, cara. Que maluquice. Vamos ver se ele vai carregar, né? Carregou. Agora deixa eu olhar as configurações. Vou desativar esse atalho do modo fotografia, porque eu sempre aperto ele para definições gráficas, resolução dinâmica. Tá, DSL 3, beleza. Janela sem borda. Sincronização vertical ligada. É isso, vambora. Carregou, né? Entre modos feridos, salvar-se todos. Lembrando, então, o que a gente tem que ver aqui? Deixa eu só fazer um negócio rapidão aqui. Pera. Prontinho, agora eu consigo monitorar tudo aí. Tá ótimo. Outra coisa que eu não fiz. Espera aí, vamos mudar para a tela certa, né? Agora sim, estamos na tela certa. Aí aqui, cara, o que eu vou fazer? Side quest, né? Vamos completar todas as side quests que tem aqui, que tem um tantão. Como a gente já tá na reta final, tem que ir pro último. Então vamos sair pegando side quest e sucesso. Side quest com Joshua.
Ah, Clive. Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing. It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will, or something akin to it. His will? How and where? In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father. I'm surprised anything survived down there. Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but would you join me?
Bora.
I understand.
Bora lá.
I wonder if I'm ready to read it myself.
What?
Ah, Clive.
Peraí.
Joshua, I've his... In the crypt, beneath, after Cook, and in the I'm surprised. Cyril asked.
É claro, eu aceitei.
I want to know what's in that letter. Very well.
Ó, que maluquice. Agora aceitou. Deixa eu pegar uma... Tem uma na escrivaninha. Mesinha de leitura. Escrivaninha não. O que a gente tem de memória nova aqui? O Pacto da Tríade. Curro de Acadêmica. E a Espada de Treino Chamuscada, que o Torgal levou o Clive pra buscar. Inteira novamente. Clive, me parece que uma única palavra de agradecimento não basta para expressar a minha gratidão por me reunir com a distância. O tomo fez de mim quem eu sou hoje e ainda assim pensei que nunca mais deveria vê-lo novamente. Que aqueles que o tiraram de mim haviam roubado uma parte de mim para sempre. Mas agora me sinto completa novamente graças a você. Sinto muito pelo fato de só preencher os vazios do conhecimento, não os da sua alma. Estarei sempre em dívida com você por isso, Vivian. Brabo. A tríade. Reunir 3 homens de diferentes origens não seria algo difícil. No entanto, nos reunimos por uma Valistea melhor. A tríade foi apenas o primeiro passo. Uma jornada mais longa e amarga espera por todos nós. Uma que quase certamente terminará em dificuldades. No entanto, o que mais importa não é o destino, mas o que podemos aprender uns com os outros enquanto estamos na estrada. Você abriu esse caminho para nós com sua coragem, Clive. Agora devemos ter a coragem de percorrê-lo, o seu amado tio. Muito bem. O Byron. Um cão grandioso. Vocês dois estiveram juntos pelo que parece ser uma eternidade, mas ainda há muito que deve aprender sobre o seu cão. Sim, ele entraria na frente de um maldito behemoth raivoso para proteger você, mas isso não quer dizer que você não deva valorizar isso. No fim das contas, ele é um cão e, às vezes, só quer que alguém faça carinho na cabeça e na barriga dele e dê um pouco de nozes culpa. Seria bom você se lembrar disso. Sim, senhora. Reparações. Mestre Clive, sei que há coisas mais importantes que requerem sua atenção, mas se tiver um momento, peço que venha me visitar na biblioteca para que eu peça um favor a respeito de Sua Alteza o Príncipe de On. Vamos lá.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about. Lordsman Hippocrates, I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor. This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons, his studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting, not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
Pegar todas, né? Vamos pegar todas de uma vez e aí a gente parte pra cima.
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Cursebreakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
Bora, né?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look.
Tá, então tem mais duas pra pegar.
Think you can help?
Não, mentira, tem ali com a mid. Tem ali com a mid, cara.
What do you think happened to Miss Midadol?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No? Well, yes, but that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Midadol. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said, in the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Ah, right after she got back from saving you from Stonear.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Midadol's inventions. Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Midadol back together? She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning. Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them.
Caralho.
What about you? Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First, I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Like Strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
Caralho, velho, ela é
I should
foda.
speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
That crystal certainly don't bode well. But just think of all the secrets it must hold. Here, if you're planning on going up there, you could bring a bit back for me, could you?
They make an oil down at the docks in Oldhill that's as slippery as the sea nasties they render it from. With that and the bone I told you about, I shall be able to finish the prototype.
Ué.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Not exactly.
Ah, tá aqui em cima.
She seems preoccupied, but then again...
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid, may I have a moment?
Of course.
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons. We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone. And few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names. But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Sid, allow me to travel to Ash and recover the registry so that my brothers and sisters might live on.
Vai não.
You were a good friend, Herman.
Já tem que ir pra lá, cara.
That Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please. Even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Badbach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can start by telling me where I'll find this orphanage.
Vida Grace. Hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
Ok. Oh, porra. Pensei que já podia dar pra viajar. Conversar com o pessoal ainda.
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near Old Bidza, or what's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Agora sim, agora a gente pode viajar. Mapa mundi. Carimbado. Rincão setentrional tem 2. Docas de Audil. Vamos lá. Perfeito.
Mid's oil. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
Ok, ainda tem mais coisa aqui. Tá. Ih, tem os duendão ali, filho.
This should be enough.
Should be enough. Então, vamos abrir o mapa mundi e vamos continuar. Gente. Vamos para o rincão. Aqui. Vamos ver onde exatamente no rincão. Tem uma que tá lá no véu e tem uma na entrada, beleza.
Nazir might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
And who'll pay for that?
Who do you think?
I'm nervous. Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine cursebreaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
Tá com cara de que vai fazer merda, né?
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me. Come on. Faster! These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not. Damn it. Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run! If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
Sabia que ele ia fazer merda.
Get him!
Porra, que imortal do Torgal ali foi o bicho, filho. Câmera lenta ainda. Subimos de nível, né? Ou não? Subindo. Subimos de nível. 47, estamos quase chegando no nível 50.
Ember, are you?
Meteu o pé.
Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
Rapaz, o cara desapareceu, jogou a bombinha de fumaça e sumiu. Foi mal, Joshua. Desculpa.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job?
Olha aí.
I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you then, his heir. And he did it all on his own.
Olha, esse aí é malandrinho.
He did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
Sem vergonha, velho. Caraca.
This won't be an easy decision.
A fortress?
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't cooperate.
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now. Your town needs you. I need you.
Ó. Que isso? I need you.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Bora.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble.
A filha treta,
I
pode
wish to
crer.
speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people.
Falou bonito.
He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
Bora, já estamos aqui, vamos priorizar essa missão.
Your town needs you. I need you.
What does the dame have to say about all this, I wonder?
So you are content to abandon the... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
A menina tá tentando, cara.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dane to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Caralho. Cadê? Tem lá longe, cara. Teve uma hora que passou um bicho voando na velocidade. Vum.
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. Are you all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. But she'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dane was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Olha a treta, fi. Lado A, lado B.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore. You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
Oh, fuck. No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
Aí, Duque, brocha. Pega essa visão aí, vacilão.
Whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
Vamos aí, filha. Dama tem moral demais.
The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured, the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you. Both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
When the fighting begins.
A gangue ali.
There are so many of them.
Jesus amado.
Not for long.
Cadê? Tem mais?
It's only just begun.
Uau. Nossa senhora. Vem, vem, vem. Vem.
Nice try. Too slow.
Atropelado. Amassado.
That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Nossa, pontos de habilidade, eu acho que eu vou precisar pra lá dos 5.000 pra fazer o upgrade de alguma habilidade agora. Da Shiva ou do Bahamut. Well, a gente vai indo, né? Fazendo as missões.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again. As did you, Sabine. His radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that. And I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your Ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed.
Ah, chamou a mulher de vagabunda, agora tá cantado.
I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you.
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque, but for us.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
É, o bom senso venceu. É isso aí.
Can we get you anything?
Não, posso ir andando, né, cara? Posso ir andando.
There's no need to worry any longer.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm. But I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the Crystalline Dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the veil that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
Muito bem. Subnova direção 2. Placa do véu. Oricalco. 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 Acho que precisa de mais um trevaço, né? Pra fazer a espada cabulosa. Tá, aqui terminamos, né? Mais, hein? Vamos pra... Amigo.
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
All yours, Torgo! Now, Torgo!
eu esqueço que o Wanda não vai. Nossa, vai explodir. Morreu antes. A queima-roupa. Ah, agora a gente pode passar aqui?
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot.
Aí, vamos entrar aqui, rapaz.
Locked up tight.
Treva de Balmung, decreto de designação. O reino de Walud designa por meio deste a instituição como prisão para a reclusão de portadores domésticos e estrangeiros. O propósito da instituição é educar e treinar uma fera cusa para envio ao campo. O propósito indicado anteriormente é completamente sigiloso e qualquer menção dele será punida com a morte. Portadores cativos foram fornecidos exclusivamente para alcançar o propósito anteriormente mencionado. É necessária permissão expressa para o uso de portadores em qualquer outra circunstância.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Gente, tô esquecendo de uma coisa muito importante, peraí.
When did you get so big?
Vai ter que fazer carinho, senão não dá certo não, cara. Vai dar boa sorte. Jesus, tá lotado aqui. Olá.
This one.
Gangbang. Gangbang.
Have care. Caution, brother.
No sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck downstairs.
Quiet. Have care.
Baú. Posso pular? Posso. Recomendações sobre a utilização da fera acusa. Acusa. Tarará. Não, foi mal. Acusa foi há algum tempo reconhecida como uma espécie especialmente agressiva, por isso esperávamos que a utilização efetiva delas no campo de batalha se tornasse um meio de causar grandes números de vítimas inimigas. Entretanto, nos exercícios conduzidos até agora, a fera provou ser incapaz de distinguir combatentes, aliados e inimigos. Assim, sua utilização junto de tropas comuns não é recomendada. Propomos que, em vez disso, cativos portadores sejam enviados para atrair o foco do inimigo e a fera seja solta logo depois na briga para conseguirmos um benefício máximo com o mínimo de perdas de vidas waludesas.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
Barnabas não tava nem aí pra nada. Memorando sobre a alimentação da fera acusa. Problemas de abastecimento recentes nos deixaram com recursos insuficientes para alimentar a acusa sob nosso cuidado. Felizmente, observamos a criatura matar e consumir portadores designados a lutar ao lado dela em uma batalha durante seu treinamento. Observamos, em sequência, a fera entrar em um estado de contentamento visível após se alimentar assim, sugerindo que portadores vivos podem até ser a sua fonte preferida de sustento. Apesar de inesperado, o comportamento não é um problema. Portadores que não tenham mais uso em treinamentos podem ser reaproveitados quando necessário. Caraca.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared.
Sinistro.
Nothing but a Kashyyyk down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No luck downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it?
Lógico que pode.
Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Oxi.
survivor. And she sounds close.
Calma, 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 calma.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards, they're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Olha o bicho vindo.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
Tinha que fugir. Agora quer que eu desça o aço no bicho. Caralho. O tamanho do behemoth.
Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
O tamanho da criança. Bora. Vem comigo, parceiro. Olha o tamanho do bicho. Behemoth mutante. Ah, é uma caça. Maravilha, feracusa. O que é ainda?
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen. Kill!
Cai. Caiu. É agora. Na cabecinha. Deitou. Ah. Só uma tijolada. Caralho, que micharia. 90 pontos de habilidade só. Grilhão do Behemoth. É, comedor de portador. Tá morto. Virou estatística.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
Voltamos pro esconderijo automático? Tá, né?
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Missão concluída. Diminui o tempo de recarga da Gunir em 1,6 segundos.
You should have seen. Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
Merece.
Amber
Safado
lost
foi
his
foda.
nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't.
Verdade.
Sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
O moleque tá
Daft as a
engajado.
brush there, one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
You couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things rarely do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Missão concluída. Tentativa e erro. O alento do relâmpago bate-estaca. E mais caça. Temos caças. Aqui a gente tem de novo. Uma já foi. O saqueador sem mestre. Cavaleiro e o coração esplendoroso. Caborciere, Sambrek. Exército aludez capturou feiras, tentou treinar o serviço, mas o treinamento dessas espécies em particular foi interrompido há muito tempo. Nunca sabemos se os captores se tornaram cáusticos ou se foram comidos pelos mascotes que se libertaram. Tudo que sabemos é que não há nenhum sobrevivente que saiba o que dizer para dar um fim neste massacre. Apenas uma demonstração de força resolverá isso. Que ótimo. Tem nenhuma descrição de onde eu posso achar? A gente olha. Caborciere, Sambrek, o ceifador. Portando penidente, Sambrek. Ambas e Sambrek, tá.
There's something about it. I feel like it's
Ó, só falando Guerra Velha aí. Ó o homem aí.
You alright?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Etta's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Etta's due any day now, and I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's naught luckier in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need, a feather.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
Which is heavier? A kilogram of steel ou a kilogram of feathers? Caralho, meu irmão, só lembro disso. Fala em pena, só lembro dessa porra, mano. A bufa quilograma. What? Steel is heavier than feathers. A bufa quilograma. But still. Ai, muito bom, cara. A cartinha a gente vê na volta. Mais alguma coisa aqui? Tem coisas para Dalimil. Derrote uma tortuga desértica em Corava. Melhor caminho para chegar em Corava. É. Dravost.
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia.
Opa.
No holding back.
Olé. Cara, é muito dano, né? Na moral. Esquiva não, filho. Meteoro na cabeça até falar
Here we
chega.
are again. Corava. If you were a tortoise, Togo, where would you hide?
Evita o chifrudo. O jogo vai estar aqui. Ah, tá
Looks
ali.
like we found him. This one.
Vem, tortuga, vem. Isso. Tudo de queima-roupa agora. É boa demais isso, olha. Ó. Irresistível. tanto de magia na cabeça do caboclo é irresistível, cara. Casco de adamantuga.
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Agora qual que é o próximo ponto? Caraca, tem outro lugar aqui. Vamos para Tabor. Gente, é muita sidequest. Caraca. Hoje, de novo, a gente vai ficar só em sidequest. Que loucura.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous. Cyril, you found a letter from father? Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
Vamos lá. Meus queridos filhos, sei que estou exigindo muito de vocês nesta guerra que se aproxima, mas não vejo outra forma de garantir um futuro para nosso Grão-Ducado e nossa família. Mesmo que vençamos e consigamos derrotar os selvagens e reconquistar o sopro do Draco, a ameaça da praga ainda é iminente. Só poderemos passar por tudo isso se todos de Rosaria lutarem unidos. Tem alguns planos para nos ajudar, mas há muitos obstáculos e vocês provavelmente terão que continuar meu trabalho. Sei que vocês têm a força, a coragem e a determinação para isso. Será uma difícil herança, então lhes ofereço outra. Lembrem-se do amor e da confiança que sinto por vocês, seu pai. Rapaz.
An inheritance.
It would seem
Dívida.
the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of? His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies.
Wow.
With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival. He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime. But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
Caralho, a voz do Cyril tem grave muito maneiro.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least. And where is this woman? She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace. Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Pera lá. Pera lá. Temos uma quest aqui.
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash, a continent teeming with orcs and Akashic.
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be saved.
Viu só? O cara te ouviu, maluco. Clive ficou puto da outra vez, que ele aparentemente cagou pro conselho do Clive, mas não. Ouviu o cara aí.
It would not.
A cara do Clive.
Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
Right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind, my lord. Go then, with my hopes, and may the firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
Dever Eterno 2.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the Third Chair first, shall we?
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Simbora.
Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Let's go.
Muito bem. Sabia que eu tava indo pro lado errado. Pô, mais bandido ou orc? Rapaz, o orc não entende nada do que tá acontecendo.
Fly, Ambrosia.
O caminhão só passa e atropela o camarada. Uou, 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 uou.
You deserve a rest. You're finished.
Caraca, apareceu do nada, mané.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
Olha o grifão aí. Qual é, irmão?
There it is. The House Rosfield. Too slow.
Ô, louco. Ai, ai, ai. Viadinho mandou um garudo ali. Sai.
Farewell.
Farewell. Cor de pedra.
Is this the Heartstone? I expect Lady Godotha will know.
É ruim que eu vou voltar esse tantão correndo. Vai ter monstro no meio do caminho?
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone.
Bora.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame, it is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Godotha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith.
Algum tempo depois.
The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Godotha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that his Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Godotha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
Vamos lá, vamos dar uma olhada nessas braçadeiras. Testamento. Bobina. Guter de Merengue. Bobina. Caixa da Mantuga. Tem equipamentos. A sabedoria do primeiro rei. É quase bom, hein? Quase, hein? Filho de Ouroboros. Pô, ganha mais 18 pontos de vida e perco 3 de defesa. Vou usar ela. Caraca. Não tem nem conversa. Joshua ganhou uma. Show.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Mas primeiro, vamos aqui, né, pegar essa quest.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
Oh.
For a share in
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved. The Hideaway.
Bora.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned.
No.
And they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
What's an
You have to listen to me. They're coming.
O que é um acástico? Você não vai querer saber não, criança.
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore.
Então se fode aí, gente.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
Então, gente, chupa canavial de rola, gente. É isso. Fica aí, se fode.
If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
Right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
Know your place, bearer.
O Lubo tá tentando.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Ser humano é uma coisinha, né?
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Ferda! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Blue Boy is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
Ih, será que juntaram no Lubo?
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
A carinha dela.
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
It's you who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go, bearer!
Então tá, deixa todo mundo morrer aí. Aí.
Wait, someone's coming.
You're hurting him!
Caralho, jogar pedra em criança é vacilo, hein? Vacilo, hein, galera?
What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Ah, seus vagabundos.
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain?
Criançada de a letra, hein?
Does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Seus merda.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
R$10. Seus putos.
We won't run, but we will fight.
O nome do homem é Clive.
Alright then.
Vocês apedrejaram o cara e agora vocês estão pedindo ajuda. É foda, né?
Gather round if you don't want to die.
Se fosse Clive já tinha dado machadada no povo lá. Poucas ideias.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. And they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchants not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Charatina itself.
Mata todo
The main
mundo.
host is most likely still there, and Dalimil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalimil.
Bora. Bora ajudar esse povo ingrato.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
Eficiente. Caralho, o Éter chegou mesmo, ó.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
Entramos, rapaziada. Pode dar casco ali. Pula nele? Pula. Nem me viu. O maluco tava concentrado ali, tomando a brisa do deserto. Aí, olha aí.
We can't leave a single one alive.
Hello. Ih, bateu na murita. Uma roupa. Uhul. Nossa senhora.
Nice try.
Pontos. Bom.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
Clive é verdadeira zoonose, maluco. O cara é o controle de praga. Algum tempo depois.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubo, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina?
It's done. Root and branch.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it!
We saved Dalimil.
Lubor, allow me to apologize. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
But we did. And for that we are truly sorry. We only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. Dalimil needs you. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
Duas o cacete, foi mais de duas.
But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalimil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalimil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good of Dalimil, as you always have.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat?
E assim o Lubor não foi embora. Se ele fosse embora, esse povo tava na merda.
How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to leaving Dalimil in disgrace. And now, I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
Lubor, about the children.
Fear not, you are of course relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children, but everyone in Dalimil.
I'll do my best. Can't have all your hard work going to waste.
Muito bem. Missão concluída? Criançada girou onda dessa vez, viu? Missão concluída. Limites traçados 2. Placa do beijo da Urzi. O que temos por aqui? Temos mais alguma coisa por aqui nesta região? Não. Viramos aqui Delimio. Putz. Vamos visitar um memorial do pai dos meninos.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there.
Chegamos.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Oh. Oh.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Missão concluída. Planos e verdades. Remo de batalha enferrujado. Caralho, o altarzinho do Clive lá no quarto dele tá lotado já. Cooperando com Joshua. Joshua entrou para o grupo de Clive e permanecerá com ele até a partida para a origem. Mas esse eu já sei, ele tá comigo aqui tem um tempão. Tá atrasado, hein? Game. Vamos lá, repouso da Marta. Vamos ver a pena de chocobo prateada.
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo. Near some gutted hovel, not far from Eastpool. Most
took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
Vamos lá. Bora lá. Cadê minha missão? Meu diário. Vamos priorizar. Tem que conversar com quem mais?
Just because the heavens have gone to... can ruin it,
No.
don't mean we have to. There. Let's get this stone set out.
Cadê o camarada, velho? Cadê o mercador? Fala com a Marta, né? Vai ver se ela
You look
sabe de
like
alguma
you could do
coisa.
with a drink. Put the wind right.
Não, não é
Thank
isso.
goodness. Like being back. Half of me wishes.
Vambora, vamos pular isso aqui. Não é isso que eu quero
Give
saber.
the others my regards.
É tu, meu camarada.
Are the bearers taking well to their new home, do you know? I sometimes worry how they'll manage without me to cook and clean for them.
Ah, cadê o cara?
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jars couldn't hurt me.
Ah, tá escondido, safado.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Cadê o outro, cara?
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Vicerine.
Maybe another
buddy.
time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Ria.
Vamos pelo Lago Leste, né? Vai ser mais rápido. Não podia ser um chocobo albino, não? Tinha que ser um prateado. Albino a gente tem uma aqui, ó. Bonitona. Glamourosa.
Tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change.
Que isso, o Chocobo tava sapateando aí.
More tracks. And these look fresh.
Aula de dança.
The Chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is. I don't hear anything.
A pena aí, ó.
Well, I'll be damned.
Olha aí, rapaz, que bonito. 2.
It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Geth before they change their minds.
Maravilhoso. Terminamos aqui. Depois da Marta. 2 entregas no esconderijo. Caudas de Wyvern Silvestre. O limite do infinito? Parece... Conheço esse lugar, não conheço. E é mais perto do que o vilarejo. Ou não? Ou será que não? 1 quilômetro. Mano, olha. Manopla de adamantita. Ao contrário da maioria dos acessórios de pulso, que normalmente protegem apenas os pulsos, as manoplas protegem o antebraço e a mão. A queda na mobilidade é compensada pela capacidade de suportar golpes mais pesados. Aumenta os pontos de vida em 0. E como assim? Tá aumentando 500 pontos de vida, meu? Tá certo isso aí, produção? Que loucura. Pode ser uma boa. Não. Ó, a abundância de éter aqui. Passar do camaradinho sem ele me ver. Não, me viu. macetado. Nossa, é muita gente. Ah. Pera lá, pera lá, pera lá. Ah, é aqui.
Might this be Nickelberg?
Que isso?
These people aren't turned. The village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah, did you too heed the call?
Heed the call? No, I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him here. Let alone all of you.
Is that so?
What are you doing here? Is this where you live?
It is my home. The others, they heeded the call.
You keep saying that. What do you mean?
They came here to perform the rite, just as King Barnabas instructed. This village is their altar, where they shall cast their shoals upon the gentle waters and give themselves to the Lord.
Give themselves?
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our sins.
Let us be reborn in your loving arms. Free us from the torment of this mortal realm.
They want to be saved. Forgive me, but did another foreigner like me come here? He was probably wearing a cowl.
You mean the traveler from Storm? Yes. He's staying at my house, toward the rear of the village.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'll go and greet him.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
É, tudo isso é muito estranho, no mínimo.
Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. And so it would appear, are you? Lord Rosfield, if I am not mistaken.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, the more my own faith began to falter.
Eita.
You have seen them at their prayers, have you not? They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have never seen before. Praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills and reborn in their Saviour's light. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him. Serve him with all of their beings. I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... 'tis different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream. That they might do their duty to their Lord. Even if it should keep me from doing my duty to mine.
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become a Kashik. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great... Did you hear that, my lord? Something is happening.
I'll go and find out what. Stay here.
Campeão, você não sabe que a gente vai descer o aço no deus deles? Vai ficar muito tempo aí à toa. Ou não, né? A vila já foi inundada já.
Beneath the flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready.
Togo! Kill! Now, Togo!
What now?
Oh. Trocou o palco, gente. Aí, ó.
We meet again. I've killed your kind before. Get him!
Nossa, que parry lindo, cara.
Let's try.
Oh, shit. $3.500, estamos chegando lá. Porra nenhuma, falta 2.000 ainda.
Damn it.
Ah, não, sério?
Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did, when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment. Even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
Well, então tá, né? É isso. Para alguns essa é a salvação, né?
They are saved. Found her.
I should get this report to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings to you.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came, and their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end.
Verdade.
For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be. Only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them. For better or worse, that is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them, and you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the Undying are not slaves, but willing servants. And this was his will, the ultimate expression of it.
All right.
Caralho, Clive,
I'd like to
ele...
know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.
Missão concluída. O Clive, ele buga, ele custa entender. Esse rolê dos imortais. Oricalco. Tá chegando, hein? A arma tá vindo, hein? A espadona tá vindo. Vamos lá. Mais alguma coisa por aqui? Não. Podemos sair daqui. Aí temos mais duas. Tá, então as duas a gente vai deixar para a próxima live. Vamos pro esconderijo aqui. Entregar as duas quests e encerramos por aqui. Ah, meu sensor.
Do you think they'll come back?
Of course they will. It's just a big crystal. It was no trouble at Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
Pera aí, rapidinho. Deixa eu ver só um negocinho aqui. Oh, man. Really? Isso, cliquei aqui o jogo. Blá. Que loucura. Não, deixa eu abrir aqui. Na hora da entrega. Como é que pode? Que doideiras. Entendi. Vamos lá, vou entregar aqui. Não vou nem mudar de tela porque a gente só vai entregar essas quests, então deixa por aqui mesmo. E tudo certo. Ih, vai ou não vai? Vai ou não vai, meu garoto?
It was no trouble at... Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
Crystals crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis? But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet. There we go.
Ó, que isso?
What do you think? I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living. I will, I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
Me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is...
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced.
Gav tá caidinho pela moça? É isso?
Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day, my mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over, what with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labor. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. Me whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Torgal é especial, não vem não.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Baby.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions. Stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
Missão concluída. Olha aí. Penas do de passado e futuro. Hidromel de inverno. Eu disse que estava com sede. Assinado Gav.
Do you think they'll...
Tá, mas uma quest pega depois. Vamos entregar a quest aqui pra mid. E finaliza. Midadol.
Mid, tell me this is all you need.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realized I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0. And a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
Wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
A mídia é foda, véi. Ela dá ordem sem dó, cara.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Not
Vetada,
exactly.
cadê a parada?
Sid, is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales?
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find.
All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid.
Well, did they have it?
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own, but with the right cog in the right place, well, you just wait and see. That should do it.
Olha aí,
Here goes
rapaz.
nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. a really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out.
E assim ela vai criar o One Piece, né?
I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Missão concluída. Por favor. Não me pede mais coisa não, Midge. Não me pede mais coisa não.
If I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Aí, missão concluída, Brasil. De olho no céu. Quase subimos de nível, hein? Miniatura de aeronave. Tudo bem. Última olhada aqui nas habilidades. Como é que tá a situação aqui? 5.000, 6.000. 4.500, hein? É você mesmo que a gente vai dominar. Agora é salvar. 47. Vou voltar para a tela inicial. É isso. Então é isso, pessoal. Ó. Vamos lá, 3 horas, quase 3 horas e meia de live. Voltamos. 2025 nós voltamos com as lives. É isso, pessoal. Ó, então, você que assistiu até agora, meu muito obrigado pela sua atenção. Considere se inscrever no canal caso você não seja inscrito. E para você que vai assistir isso em algum momento do tempo e espaço também, meu muito obrigado pela sua atenção. Também considere se inscrever no canal caso você não seja inscrito ainda. A gente volta na próxima live com mais Final Fantasy ou qualquer outro jogo que eu esteja jogando no momento. A todos um bom descanso. Valeu, falou!